Whoa. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid FortWorthFabian, BigBossFabo. I'm back with a video for you guys this morning, man. I'm reacting to ABBA. I have a rare ABBA interview, band members on songs, Mamma Mia and the World Tour, 7 News Spotlight interview. So the description says, ABBA is undoubtedly Australia's favorite pop group of all time, and that affection remains as strong as today as it did for 4 decades ago when the Swedish singers first toured the country. Recently, Björn, Agnetha Anni-Frid returned to the studio, recording new music and preparing for a very unusual world tour. Rahni Sadler sat down with members of the band for an unforgettable interview. So this story originally aired on September 17, 2017, and honestly, this is an interview is what it's titled as. But this is like that documentary or whatever that I told you guys I was trying to save in my saved playlist or saving my likes so that I could react to at a later point, and then whatever channel had it took it down. You know, so it's surprising to see that it's up again somewhere else, but hey, I'm gonna take advantage of it while it's up and it's not taken down. Yeah, this aired in 2017, but the 7 News Spotlight channel uploaded it the end of March. But hey, I'm here for it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter at FortWorthFabian. It's the road to 1 million. Peace and love to everybody rocking with my channels, man. Support the kid. I do have an ABBA playlist. Link will be provided down below. You can check out all my reactions to ABBA up to date. If you're feeling generous, man, donations are open. PayPal, Cash App. Details are in the description below. With that being said, I got a lot of content coming to you guys today. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, just stay tuned, stay engaged, and support the kid. So let's get into it. Rare ABBA interview. This may be a 2-part too, man. This video is like 35, 40 minutes, something like that.
You just do it with your finger.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just played Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
Sometimes you get lucky.
Is it for me? Is it for...
I'm sorry, man. It pisses me off when they say lucky. Benny says it. Björn says it. We got lucky. Bro, like, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. And they had talent. And they were working hard. So, you know, I don't think it's luck, man. It's not luck. Work hard. You know what I mean? Work hard out there and you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish.
Us? How can that be? You're humbled by it and grateful, but no one understands it really. It's too much.
It's an amazing feeling, really, to feel so loved.
We're lucky.
Yeah.
We've been a lucky bunch.
1977. It was the end of summer and the start of something special. Nothing could have prepared Frida, Benny, Björn and Agnetha for this.
And there was ABBA everywhere. I don't know how that happened.
It was very exciting, yeah. And everyone loved them. Really, really loved them, yeah.
People everywhere knew the songs. They were singing with us. Fantastic. And also very spread in ages. There were older people, there were small kids.
What are you here for anyway?
The ABBA concert.
The ABBA concert?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Who's ABBA?
Who's ABBA? Oh, you got to be joking. Who do you think? The famous Swedish 4 pop stars.
Have you seen them before?
No, only on the television.
From here, ABBA mania was unleashed on the world. And now it looks like they're coming back.
I'm still free. Take a chance on me.
In 2019, there will be a show, a live show.
So there will be a reunion.
There will be, yeah. This is the sea.
So clear this up for me. This is 2017, obviously. So in 2019, they released more tracks or whatever. But y'all guys keep telling me at the top in the new year, there's going to be new ABBA songs or something like that. Am I wrong in saying that? Because I swear someone told me that. That there's new ABBA songs coming out pretty soon or something like that. At the top of the year, I don't know.
Yeah.
More from Benny on the unexpected return of ABBA later.
That's a good verse, I think.
Yeah. "40 years on from the Australian tour that meant so much, the members of ABBA still can't explain why it all worked so well."
Millions of people happen to have the same taste as Benny and me and the girls. That's how I see it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only way I can see it. But we never knew exactly
Well said.
why we did that or that, other than that intuition said that this is wonderful. Let's keep this.
I've come to Sweden and caught a ride on Benny's old motor cruiser to a place that's very special to the group.
Nice.
This is where much of the music of...
Bro, look at that, man. That's a beautiful place. I caught first wind of where they would spend time recording in Sweden from like one of the first documentaries I saw, man. And sheesh, talk about a getaway. You know how artists always have to have some type of like, I don't know necessarily a quiet place, but artists have to be able to be in a certain type of environment to kind of fully let that creative, you know, creativeness come out. That creative spark, get it going, you know. This is the type of scenery in a place I would want to be in. Very calm, you know, chilled out, relaxed, collect. This look like you going on vacation, yeah? Like, I don't know. I like the vibe is just, and then you can see the water. They pretty much had like a house on the water type, so I'm sure this is where a lot of that creative spark came from, man. And they would return here a lot to record new music throughout their career, so.
ABBA was created in a hut on a tiny island called Vigsa in Stockholm's archipelago.
Agnetha and I had bought a place there, and later Benny and Frida did. You know, in the early morning I used to hear sounds of someone playing piano up there, and I knew Benny had arrived. So I used to make a pot of coffee, take my guitar and walk up there, and then we'd sit there, you know, the whole day long and write away. The verse didn't come at the same time as the bridge, or the chorus might have come before everything else. They came in bits and pieces, and then they would click together, and you would have a song.
What were your greatest hopes for ABBA when you set out?
Well, that someone would listen to what we'd done and say, yeah, I like this.
Before ABBA, Agnetha was already well known in Sweden. She had a string of hits starting out as a teenager. Tell me about the first time you heard your song on the radio.
Wow, that was very, very fantastic because all my childhood, I mean, I was dreaming about this, to be a singer and to be famous, and I was sitting in front of the mirror and, you know, did this lip sync and to my favorite singers.
She was
The guys
testing,
in the
you
band swear that I fell in love just by hearing her voice.
Is that true?
Yes, I think so. There was something, you know, so incredibly attractive in that voice, even before I knew the girl.
Björn, who was in a folk band, met Agnetha on a TV special.
We did a duet together. After that, we were very soon a couple.
A young Frida was carving out her own solo career. She caught the eye of ABBA's most famous recruit, Benny Andersson.
You were dating Frida and he was dating Agnetha, but it didn't enter your heads that the four of you should form a group.
No. Funny, isn't it?
I think you were on holiday in Cyprus in 1970 when you all started singing together. Do you remember?
I want to know how they got cool though. So obviously Benny and obviously Björn and Agnetha met through a commercial special, right? So Benny and Anni-Frid, like, they met where? And then how did the couple start like going on double dates and start hanging out? Like, That's the part of the story I'm missing right there. So they were just randomly in the same cahoots and like, let's start double dating. Let's start making music.
Remember that?
Well, because we had, it was like a free holiday for a week. So you sing a couple of songs every night and you don't have to pay for the trip. So we say, yeah, okay, let's do that.
Do you remember how it felt when you first heard all of your voices singing together?
I wasn't that great. I mean, the girls were always good singers. They were.
In the archives of a photographic agency in Gothenburg, rare negatives of Björn, Agnetha, Benny and Frida performing as a professional group for the first time.
These are amazing.
It was November 1970. Back then, ABBA was called Festfolk, meaning party people.
Do you remember this?
Oh my God, yes, I do. I had hoped that this was completely forgotten.
I'm so sorry.
Where did you get it? Don't tell anyone. This is the low ebb of the the collaboration between the four of us.
Why did it go so wrong?
Because we were not doing what we were supposed to do. We were singing other people's songs in a sort of, that's a kind of cabaret act. Benny and I were doing a number where we were supposed to be two little boys.
Yeah, what?
No, don't say you got a picture of that as well.
I'm so sorry to say, but
Oh God.
Sorry,
Let me see.
You were that bad?
I think so. It was embarrassing. But it was after that tour that we realized.
Bro, you know how many times you got to jump out the window and hope you fly? To actually, sprout wings and fly? I made myself look like a fool like a billion times on this platform. But I got to the point where I can't, I just got to go for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, these guys, yeah, you could say that, but it's like them kind of like shooting their shot each time. You shoot 100, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So let me take a shot here. I miss, okay, let me try here. Oh, now it's working. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bruh. Like, sometimes you got to take those kind of like embarrassing moments, so to speak, when you thought you was on to something. It's like, nah, buddy, that ain't it. But it's like, that kind of builds you up more. Build self-esteem and build endurance so that you can keep going and just keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Our own songs.
That's how I feel about it.
They changed their name to ABBA, and their first big hit in Europe was Ring Ring.
Do you remember the first time that you realised your voice and Frida's voice sounded pretty good together?
Yeah, we could feel that from the beginning, I think. When we did Ring Ring, and we had fantastic reaction.
With Ring Ring, you recorded and re-recorded the instruments and the voices to create a much fuller sound.
We did the backing track and then we did it again at a slightly higher speed to create a bigger sound.
What also made ABBA appealing was the dynamics of the two couples performing.
That's interesting. So obviously they were like the kings and queens of stacking layers and like backtracks and like really tweaking vocals. But I didn't know that works. Stacking a vocal, or maybe having a backtrack with that layer, you speed up the vocals? I've always tweaked like backtracking in a sense when I've recorded in the studio, more so for like reverb or like delay, so it adds a specific effect, or you completely just stack. You record the same verse and you record it over again, and you just stack those tracks, or so to speak, or you layer those verses, and what they do is it just intensifies the sound. It makes your voice fuller. But these dudes were stacking and then they was adjusting the tempo. It's like, I didn't even know you could do that, because then I'm like wondering how those layers sync. But y'all don't say
Together. Agnetha and Björn were married in 1971. They had their first child, Linda, in 1973. And a year later, the Eurovision Song Contest put ABBA on the world stage. They didn't think they'd have a chance. They thought they'd place well behind Olivia Newton-John, whose British heritage allowed her to sing for the UK.
You know, Olivia Newton-John.
Our Olivia Newton-John.
Famous. And I thought, you know, number six is going to be good.
Oh, that's where you thought you'd go.
Yeah.
Describe for me what you were feeling when you ran out and started singing.
Scary. It was very, very scary. I didn't expect us to win. When we won, it was a fantastic moment, really.
Traditionally, Eurovision Song Contest winners seem to be one-hit wonders. So you had a bit of trouble breaking into the market after that, didn't you?
We did. We chose the wrong song as a follow-up to begin with.
Dang.
In everybody's minds, it seemed that they had decided they'll be forgotten. And it was a struggle. And I you know, we have our Australian friends to thank for the fact that we came back.
And we finally come to the one that's the current seller in Australia at the moment and all across the world, which is Dancing Queen. Can you just tell us a little about how you actually wrote Dancing Queen and what it is about?
Well, it's about it's a girl, ordinary girl, and she only lives actually when she's in the disco dancing.
I remember when we did Dancing Queen, when we recorded it, because we could feel that this is really something. This song gonna be big, because we could feel we had goosebumps.
Really?
On our arms, yeah. So it was special.
Dancing Queen, that was massive, yeah. A few of my friends singing it and loving it, and they were queens as well. So they love Dancing Queen. Quite like myself.
The musical brilliance of Benny and the lyrical mastery of Björn was given voice by Agnetha Anni-Frid, whose competitive nature only made the music that much better.
People like to suggest that you hated each other, but it was a healthy rivalry, wasn't it?
It was healthy on the stage because we really did our best.
Yeah.
To get the audience with us, both Frida and I.
Yeah. It was kind of like you were competing for the audience.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant you pushed each other to give an even better performance.
That's right.
Yeah. And the same in the studio.
Yeah. It was, we were always standing.
You gonna put words in my mouth? So that means this is what you did, right? Yeah. I'm just playing, y'all.
In front of each other with a mic in between, and we had very, very funny times.
Now, 14 months ago, ABBA were only known in Sweden, which is absolutely amazing. And since then, they've become the biggest record sellers in Australia. They've caught the imagination of toddlers, teenagers and grandmothers alike. And today, they are topping the charts right around the world.
But while ABBA was hogging the countdown charts, homegrown artists...
See, that's what it's about, man. You hitting every demographic. You can get in toddlers, you getting teenagers, and you getting grandmas. Yeesh. Bro, that's what it's about. That's what it's about right there. That's fascinating, man.
Artists like John Paul Young, or Squeak, were getting annoyed.
Seriously, here is the #1 record. Say goodnight, Squeak. Goodnight, Squeak. I think we all know what the #1 record is by now, because this is the one that kept Squeak from being #1 on the Countdown Top 10 for about 4 weeks.
Well, that doesn't really matter, though, because #2 is better than #3.
What do you think of ABBA?
I hate the music! But not really.
You actually really like it, don't you?
I do. I do.
In 1976, you had a huge hit with I Hate the Music.
Funny guy.
But it just couldn't get to #1. Why was that?
Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Yeah, they had Fernando, which, you know, to be honest, I didn't think was one of their best. It was a great song, you know, and you'll find me singing it at any given moment, but it just sat there, and it wouldn't go away. And I Hate the Music was #2 behind it all the way, and, you know, it's amusing.
But there was more bad news for John Paul Young, The Swedish invaders were on their way to Australia for a spectacular tour, and Molly had the scoop.
Okay, well now the million-dollar question for Australian listeners and viewers and record buyers.
What colour is an orange?
What colour is an orange? No.
Queensland.
Yeah, that's for Queensland, all right. For New South Wales, Victoria and the rest, and Queensland, are you going to come to Australia? And are you going to tour, and can we see you live in concert?
Yes.
Well, I suggest you start booking, I don't know, I won't even say how to get your tickets because I think there could be massacre on the streets.
Sunday, February 27th, 1977. ABBA touched down in Sydney. Only the Beatles had attracted crowds as big.
Little wave.
The fantastic.
This is nuts, bro. This is nuts. Oh, man. Nobody knows the formula. But, yeah, man, I love seeing artists that break out, you know, not in their home country or their homeland. You know what I'm saying? That's just like pure genius to me. I love that. Because then everybody follows suit. You know? It's like, I didn't need you to mess with me early on. But when everybody else starts messing with me, get in line. You know? So it's got to be a great feeling when things come back full circle like that.
Amazing thing having people, you know, along all that way, waving with flags and banners, and that was something incredible because that very rarely happened in those days, anywhere.
Among ABBA's entourage was makeup artist and costume designer Ing-Marie Halling. A few months earlier, she'd been surprised by a phone call from Frida.
There was Frida in the phone and she said, we are going on a tour to Australia and we wonder if you want to come along to work with the costumes and the makeup and help us in the dressing room.
And how long did it take you to decide to go?
Well, yeah, 9 seconds.
In Australia, Ing-Marie was with ABBA 24/7, an insider as ABBA mania swept across the country.
You know, everyone was taken by surprise.
It was
really
like nothing you'd seen before.
No.
Hello everybody, this is Frida. I really appreciate this. I love you.
The band was overwhelmed and deeply worried they'd disappoint the enormous, frenzied throng.
We were thinking, well, this is going to be, you know, the last nail in the coffin. We're coming here, it's only going to just blow up because it's the expectations were very high, I think, from the audience. And you can never live up to high expectations. That's the feeling that I had, at least.
Here they are, ABBA. They've finally hit Australia for their long-awaited tour.
A day after arriving, ABBA held a press conference in Sydney. To this day, it's remembered for one brazen question.
I read somewhere where you are the proud owner of an award which declares you as the lady with the most sexiest bottom in Europe. Is that true?
How can I answer to that? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Now,
Who said I haven't seen it? Dang, they was just using her as a spectacle. Hey, but that's the first half of this doc. This is a documentary. This ain't, I mean, it's an interview, but this is a documentary, bro. But with that, let me know y'all thoughts on this one in the comment section below. We're going to be right back with the next one, man. Peace, love to everybody rocking with the channel. We out.